वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय
सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा
निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव
सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
Rising with the sun and moving at a maddening pace throughout the day, Chennai boasts of a dynamic environment that fosters the city's growth and enhances its roots. The red brick buildings in the city, along with providing a visual treat to its inhabitants, also signifies the old world charm from the colonial times. Along with adding to the everyday pace and beat of the city, the commercial buildings in the city keep the residents on their toes. The narrow and wide streets of Chennai are a constant swap between its history and present. A walk around one of the oldest commercial hubs of the city, Georgetown, reveals not only the magnificence of the Indo-Saracenic structures, but also its constant booming economy in terms of banking and commerce, railways and transport, law and education. The city air carries with it a fragrance of mogra from the Gajras, a faint scent that the sea breeze brings along, and a smell of hard work and perseverance. And that is what truly drives the people of Chennai. The little quirks, starting from the fondness for curd rice to a mad fascination for its movies and film stars, to a rage that runs simultaneously with the politics. Chennai is not just a city, but a palette of emotions. The city of Chennai can be best described as a timeless time capsule. In its constant clatter and chatter, Chennai finds a sense of tranquility. As with any major city, the rush hour frenzy is truly chaotic, with everyone wanting to get to their destinations as quickly as possible. But there is an undercurrent of calmness which encapsulates the city, which is hard to miss.
With 10 million hearts beating in the city, Chennaites paddle across the city in trains, in buses, and metros. Don't be mistaken by the pace of the city, because when a local train has your destination in mind, there is no stopping it. Over 30,000 people travel in the newly launched metro every day. Metros in this bustling city are so bright that your eyes might squint to contain in the ambition of the city. It seems to be bursting at seams, watching, waiting to be recognized. Even though the city is never afraid to adorn something new, it shines best in its archaic glory. Here, people travel solely for survival. Their rush is evident, but their feet remains clutched to the ground. When the coastal city was betrayed by its waves during the tsunami in 2004, the city came to a standstill. Even though the city's vast coastline has a view to die for, waters from those coasts sometimes drown the spirit of the city. When the fishermen of the city suffered, the city wept as well.
My name is Gajendra. I have been in the fishing business for 20 years almost. We suffered during the 2004 tsunami. Our entire business was wiped out and our homes destroyed. The government only helped us with compensation, which ran from a sum of Rs 5,000 to Rs 20,000 per fisherman, depending on the level of damages. We were not warned on time, so our escape was a little late. My mother, who was out near the sea trying to gather nets, got entangled within it while trying to escape the waves and died. But we did not let it affect us. We knew that this is the only way we could earn money, so we took the government compensation and somehow managed to restart the business. Since then, it has been going well, thankfully.
Chennai has seen some hard times, and even its infectious beauty cannot cover the fact that beautifies it, like Owing River, are reeling under the after effects of 2015 floods, or year-round incessant inflow of effluents. The river is slowly ebbing away.
Chennai city confronting its worst crisis after the heaviest rainfall in 100 years. Non-stop overnight rain has also inundated fresh parts of the city, and there's going to be no relief with more rain predicted. There you can see citizens helping out, women and children being rescued from their homes in makeshift rafts put together with the help of drums. Now people are stranded across the city. Many parts of Chennai have been without power.
ஒரு மனுஷன் வரலங்க எப்படி சொல்றாங்க ஏழைகள் தான் பாப்போம் நாங்கெல்லாம் சிட்டிசன் இல்லையா நாங்க ஓட்டு போடலையா எப்படி நாங்க சோறுல தண்ணியில தண்ணி கிடையாதுங்க ஒருத்தர் கூட வரல ஹெலிகாப்டர் போறா மாதிரி எப்படி பண்ணுவோம் ஒருத்தர் வரல.
This place near Park Town where we stay has a lot of migrant people from other parts of Tamil Nadu and outside of it. As a result, the Owing River that flows next to our slum has faced a lot of encroachment over the years. So, whenever there are flood, tsunami or any other type of disaster, the water level of the river rises and causes a lot of problem for us. During the time of the last flood, we had to escape from our houses and take shelter at the nearby Kendriya Vidyalaya because this entire area got submerged under the incoming waters of the Owing River. Many people had died and almost every family here lost one or two members. All our belongings were either washed away or destroyed by the flood.
Even after facing disasters, the city came together and helped each other. allowing themselves to be recovering from the disaster. Even after this, the fishermen's slums of Nochikuppam near the Marina Beach remain unfalteringly faithful to the sea. 35-year-old Murugan would make sure you love the sea as much as he does.
My name is Murugan. I have been a fisherman for many years now. The government built this housing colony for us 3 years back and did not give us any other compensation. During the Gaja cyclone last year, we were not affected much as it did not come to this site, but we were warned beforehand. We were not allowed to go fishing for almost a week due to the high tides.
They feel the sea blesses them with life every day. There is no point being angry at the sea's turbulence, triggered by uncontrollable natural phenomenon. They thrive on the sea thrives on them. Neither the fisherfolk nor the sea hold grudges against each other. Chennai runs on a perennial high derived from politics and cinema, which goes hand in hand in the city. The DMK's flag flying high stands synonymous with the decades-long raging revolution in the state. This has the potential for swords to be drawn and daggers to be thrown by the true blue Dravidian. The Anna Square, that houses the memorials of Annadurai, M.G. Ramachandran, Jayalalitha, and Karunanidhi, draws a few hundred people to this day, pointing to the sheer devotion enjoyed by them. Here, elections and rallies run through the people's blood as they are in constant search for a leader. The city, being the capital, has seen the best and the worst of Machiavellian games of real politics. Be it the early morning shows or the relaxed late night shows, there is no dearth of popcorn munching fans thronging these areas to display their frenzied, unconditional love. Actors are venerated on the same pedestal as gods, and the theatres double up as temples. Amidst this frenzy thrives a melting pot of heterogeneity hailing from the extreme ends of India. They have trudged through miles and are now ensconced in the nooks and crannies of the city, calling themselves Chennai's Makkal. Serving up a tall tumbler of chill relaxation in the form of authentic Kesar Lassi is Dinesh Soni, a former rustler from Rajasthan settled in Saukarpet.
I am not educated, and Kesar Lassi was something I knew best. Hence, I started the shop 30 years ago. People find this extremely revitalizing in the scorching heat.
Tangy contrast to this refreshment is the chaat stall on the same main street, thanks to Suman Agarwal, a Marwadi.
My shop has been here for 52 years, started by my parents hailing from Rajasthan. I was born and brought up in Chennai. We prepare pani puri and bhel puri in the Jain style.
The Gurudwara at T Nagar serves as a paradigm of serenity with no place for any discrimination whatsoever by pulling in the rich and the poor alike during the Langar.
I am Nachittar Singh. My family lives in Chandigarh. I came to Chennai in October to serve the Gurudwara. I have also served in Arakonam, which is 80 kilometers from here. A large number of locals visit here. We also serve a lot of South Indian food like idli sambar and upma for breakfast. Chennai is nice, but I do miss home.
Hussein Basha, whose Burmese ancestors introduced Chennai to the gastronomic heirloom, Atto, a combination of fried noodles, veggies, meat and soup, whips up a mean plate of aesthetic Atto.
The shop was opened by my grandfather, who migrated from Burma almost 13 years ago during the time of war. Burmese people who live around here come and relish the food, and so do the localites. So the location around here is apt. The soup we make is from banana leaves, which is especially good for kidneys and digestion.
In what is otherwise known as Mini Bengal, Mackay's Garden on Greaves Road is a panacea for workers from Odisha who sweat it out to earn their bread and butter.
My name is Shiva. I am 22 years old. I came to Chennai 3 years back with my brother. Language was initially an issue, but now it's manageable. I miss home, but work and money is also very important. I send money home every month as my sister is still in school. I had to stop my studies after the 10th grade due to financial constraints.
These guardians of their legacy from far-flung corners of the nation, united in their struggle to make ends meet, has added their bit of tad discordance to enhance the city's patchwork of diversity. Chennai has jumped onto the bandwagon of medical tourism, having become a leading city in Southeast Asia, but some may find the benevolence associated with the medical profession lacking here.
Treatments here are effective and we get good results. The doctor's conduct is also good. This is why we come here.
The cutthroat competition and mushrooming of private hospitals may draw the best talents, but they fleece the very sheep they cure. Apollo and Shankara Netralaya are among the many hospitals providing quality medical care.
Family comes down from Asansol every year for general checkups. We have been coming here for 10 years now.
Areas around these spots are not bereft of wailing wives and hopeful mothers.
We have come here for a second time for my son's treatment. He was a year old when I realized he had a squint in his eye. We visited the doctors locally and even in Amritsar, but they could not tell in 3 years that his left eyeball could not move. The doctor here at Shankara Netralaya told us that in 10 minutes.
The city, a hot favorite for second opinions by doctors in the rest of the country, takes the garb of a wish granting genie.
പളിവാള ഭദ്രവടകം കൈലേന്തും തമ്പോരട്ടെ നല്ല ചടിതിരും മുമ്പിൽ ചെന്നു കളി കളി തുടങ്ങി അങ്ങനെ പളിവാള ഭദ്രവടകം കൈലേന്തും തമ്പോരട്ടെ നല്ല ചടിതിരും മുമ്പിൽ ചെന്നു കളി കളി തുടങ്ങി
Legacy back to the earliest period of Tamil history. Chennai has been a potpourri of rich cultural heritage imbibed in its fine arts, music, and dance forms. From traditional Carnatic music to Bharatnatyam, the city has seen an elaborate interlude of fusion through soft symphonies of the flute and guitar, rhythmic beats on the ghatam, and jazz. Endowed with the rich heritage of art and culture, it's not a surprise if you come across colorful murals in every nook and corner of the city. They embody nostalgia for the past rooted in the image of collective history and identity. Every generation that followed has played a part in preserving the culture. The glorious past and rich cultural heritage of Chennai is quite visible from a vast range of spectacular heritage sites existing in the city. The ancient city of Chennai is in fact enlivened with the splendor of such structures which remind you of the bygone era. The city today is abuzz and alive with its varied mix of modern and traditional blend of culture and lifestyle. The life in Chennai is full of hustle and bustle, but full of natural charm. With the spread of globalization, the city has also transformed economically and culturally, giving the city a distinct character. However, the humility and embracing attitude of the locals still remains unchanged. Everybody celebrates life, but in Chennai, funerals take on a different outwardly festive hue. Crackers are burst, flowers are strewn as the procession winds its way through the noisy, crowded street. It is believed to be a mark of respect to the departed soul. In all the pandemonium that is associated with city life, the serene and divine places like temples provide a safe sanctuary to briefly get away from the chaos. Chennai is dotted with innumerable temples that have rich mythology, sculptural splendor, and ancient tradition of festivals that still attracts thousands of devotees. These temples will give you the whiff of the rich culture and heritage of the Hindu religion that has existed for a millennia. From old British churches and Gothic architecture to temples and sanctums, the city has a number of monuments which silently expresses its glorious history, the traditional art forms they preserved and continued to keep alive. Paying its homage and origin on conception to the British, the state capital of Madras has evolved into a vibrant cosmopolitan city while seamlessly assimilating the simplicity of its past.
Well, I just arrived here at the church actually a few seconds ago, and I researched that there are some relics of the actual Apostle Thomas here, which I didn't know. And yeah, I'm actually here to honor my mother. She's a devout Christian. I'm not a Christian at all. I just want to see it as a tourist attraction. And the weather is very hot, of course. I can bear it outside of the city, but inside of the city it's very hard.
مولاي صلي وسلم دائما ابدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل.
The doorway to South India, Chennai, is a miraculous gift the land of Tamil Nadu embraces. Drawing the quality of unity in diversity from the homeland country, India, Chennai converges tradition and modernity to amicably create the mosaic that is Chennai. The city got its name from Chenna Kesava Perumal temple in the year of 1639. The Tamil word Chenni means a face, and even though it has survived the wrinkles and bruises of time, it remains breathtakingly beautiful.
சொந்தம் ஆக்குண்டா அதுதான் இந்த ஊருடா எங்க பீச்சு காத்து மேல பட்டா போதுண்டா உனக்கு நல்ல ராசிடா இனி நீ சென்னை வாசிடா பாவா வந்து ஆட்டோல ஏறி பாத்தியா அண்ணன் சொல்லு நம்ம ஊரோடு வரலாற கேட்டியா மயிலாப்பூர் ஃபில்டர் காஃபி வாசம் தூக்குதா மவுண்ட் ரோடு டிராபிக் ஓட இசை நான் கேக்குதா சான்ஸே இல்ல இல்ல சான்ஸே இல்ல நம்ம சென்னை போல வர ஊரே இல்ல மாமே சான்ஸே இல்ல இல்ல சான்ஸே இல்ல நம்ம சென்னை போல வர ஊரே இல்ல ஷூட்டிங்